Hi everyone, today we are talking about the Lovers card. People get very excited when I pull this card. There's a lot of layers to this card, so let's get started. Of course, the Lovers represents love and lovers. So this is true love, deep, deep bonded love, marriage, sex, depending on the surrounding cards, just falling in love, again, depending on the surrounding cards. So this all has to do with love, and then also very deep bonds and deep connections where you feel like a very deep connection with someone. This can sometimes and not always represent soulmates. Again, deep bonded true love. So this is true love from the heart. But this is not just about romantic love. This is also about partnerships. So this could be, big business partnerships, any type of partnerships, but these are going to be strong bonds. These are going to be maybe very long-term partnerships. This could be a partnership that you go into with a very good, like, best friend, or your marriage partner, your husband, your wife, your significant other. You also go into business together. Now, the thing that I love about this card, and I don't know, a lot of people don't talk about this, is that when you're in a relationship, whether it's professional or whether it's romantic, there are a couple things that define the relationship, right? So what? It's all about your communication and your values, right? So this card also does represent communications, and it represents your deep value system. What do you truly believe? Kind of like the Hierophant. But here, this is about a balance because this card is ruled by Gemini. It's an air sign. It kind of reminds me a little bit like Libra, because Libra is also kind of has to balance, and so does Gemini, which is the yin and the yang. With the Gemini, the male and the female energy, kind of a little bit like the Libra, the scales tipping the balance. Now, the thing about this, though, is that relationships and values, right? So when you have good communication and your values, in other words, everybody is sort of in line with one another, then there's harmony, which is also what this card represents. So it's about a balance, that a relationship is in harmony. But this card also represents choices, and this represents crossroads. And it's really interesting if you kind of look at the lady and the gentleman and you see this big gap here. To me, this is sort of like, all right, you're at a crossroads. So these are big crossroads in your life, and decisions have to be made. And this also represents choices. Sometimes it's making a choice beside, okay, who am I going to choose, this person or that person? Or just in general, very big decisions and choices that need to be made that are going to affect your life long term. So let's take a look at some of the symbols here. So we have the woman and the man that are naked. Now, the nudity represents vulnerability, because when you first get into a relationship, you fall in love and you feel very vulnerable. But it's also represents nothing to hide. It's sort of like, hey, this is who I am. You love me or not, it's that type of energy. Now, if you can take a look and see, there's a snake going up the tree. That represents temptation. I also feel this represents the Kundalini energy. And if you look at the tree right here, this is the tree of knowledge, the knowledge of good, evil, and choices. And then the apple, I think you can see the apples on the tree. That's like the forbidden fruit. Sometimes you love people, but you can't be with them, or you shouldn't be with them, that type of energy. Now, this tree right here is the tree of life. Space there for a second. And then you see how there's all this fire on the tree. That also represents passion, the passion and the desire when you first get into a relationship. My favorite about this card is the angel Raphael. And see how his arms are right open. So what he's doing is he's blessing a few things, blessing the couple, blessing the decisions, whatever decisions that this person made about, okay, am I going to go with this person or that person? And just blessing decisions and choices that you're making in general. The other thing is that this also represents healing and love. And if you think about your heart being open and you loving someone and them loving you back, that can be very healing. So this is a great card. All right, hope you enjoyed the Lovers. I will be back next week and we'll talk about the Chariot. Have a great week.